Hey guys, Josh here with Breakers Stereo and Performance. Now a few years back we did a video on the Boss Elite series and a lot of you had questions. So today we're going to revisit this lineup because Boss just dropped the latest version and they stepped it up big time. Now this is still part of the Elite line, but now it's iDatalink Maestro RR ready, meaning you can retain the steering wheel controls, the factory amplifiers, and even the vehicle info on the screen. And based on your comments from the last video, I'll make sure to cover everything: model numbers, oscilloscope readings, and a live demonstration. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, right away you can tell that Boss changed their approach. The package feels more premium, clean graphics, and easy to read specs on the side. This is a solid presentation. Now inside you'll find the head unit, the wiring harness, the trim ring, the mic for the calls, mounting hardware, and all your documentation. Check this out. You get a 3-year warranty right off the bat, but a 5-year warranty if it's installed by an authorized dealer. That's nearly unheard of in this price range. That tells me that Boss is backing this product with confidence. Now some of you guys asked for the model breakdowns last time, so here's the full wireless lineup. You got the BE7ACP-WX, which is a 7-inch double-DIN unit. And then from this point up, everything's going to be floating panel. Starting with the BE9ACP-WX, which is a 9-inch screen, the BE10ACP-WX, which is a 10-inch screen, and then you got the big guys. You have the 12 and the 14-inch, the BE12ACP-WX, and the BE14ACP-WX. Now, they do offer these radios with cameras, so the model numbers that end in the C means you get a camera with it. Okay, that covers that. Okay, let's go through the features because Boss packed a lot in here. All the Elite units come with capacitive touchscreens that's responsive, quick, and feels smooth, no lag. Bluetooth 5.0 for clear audio streaming and hands-free calling. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, both wired and wireless. Front, rear, and sub RCA pre-outs at 4 volts. Backup camera input, and then you also have video in and outputs if you want to run additional monitors. You also get a 13-band equalizer along with time alignment and crossover controls. Okay, then you got USB and USB-C inputs for media playback, and then selectable wallpaper with customizable home screens. Okay, XM Sirius ready. Of course, you're going to need to buy the tuner, and then also steering wheel control ready. Again, you'll need to buy the steering wheel control adapter. And of course, the full iDatalink Maestro RR support for factory integration. Okay, so let's go over the iDatalink Maestro RR compatibility. Now this is a great feature and lets you retain factory data like tire pressure, voltage, and even door open status right on the screen. Now this is something that we're only used to seeing on high-end units from Pioneer, Alpine, and Kenwood. Okay, let's get technical. Now you guys wanted to see how these units perform when it comes to distortion and output using an oscilloscope. So we're going to hook up the BE7ACP-WX along with the Alpine ILX-W770. Now these units are similar in features except the Boss has iDatalink capabilities and the Alpine doesn't. And of course, the Boss is much less than the Alpine. It's just to have something to reference against. Now I do have our scope hooked up and we're going to test a couple things. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to check distortion at the speaker level output. Then we're going to test RCA distortion volume. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're going to measure the RCA output voltage at that distortion level. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm going to Kicker's website under support, and I'm going to go ahead and download the test tones. Now I'm going to do a 1K at 0 dB, and then I have the leads hooked up to the speaker outputs. We're going to start with the Boss first and see where distortion is. So as I turn the volume up, you're going to see on the scope where we're going to start to distort. And the way you can tell is the sound wave will actually start to square off, okay? And then we'll make note of that. All right, so 44, 45, we're still nice. 46, we're starting to square off. All right, so I like 45 a little better. Okay, so I'm gonna just call it at 45, and it's 9.38 volts. 45 is max volume, and 9.38 volts. Let's move on to the next thing, which is going to be the RCA distortion. I'm at 48, 49. So I'm at full max, and I'm not distorting. Okay, so full volume, which is 50. This is important. So this is 4.39. So on the RCA pre-out is 4.39. It's rated at 4 volts. We're getting 4.39, which is good. The next thing I was going to test was the RCA output voltage at the distortion level, or right below the distortion level, and basically it's max. So then that would be the same, which would be 4.39. So at max level, we're getting 4.39 voltage to the amplifiers, which is a very good sign. Okay, now let's do the Alpine. All right, so that's too high. 24 is too high. 23 is about right. 24 is squared off for sure. 23 is square. 22. Okay, so 22 is better. 22 is definitely more rounded. All right, so at 22, that's max volume on the speaker line for the Alpine. And surprisingly, it's much less than the Boss. So you're at 8.05, okay? All right, so Boss is doing a little better here. Okay, now let's do the RCAs. We're good. 21's good. 22 is good. 23 is squared. 22 is not. 23 looks nice. Okay, so 23 is looking good. So it's marketed at 23 and 9.85. So 23 and 9.85. Okay, so the Alpine is outperforming the Boss right now, but not by a lot, okay? 9.38 voltage on the speaker output for the Boss, and then 9.85 on the Alpine. Okay, so now let's do the RCA output for the Alpine. Check this out. We've got 25, 26, 28, 29, 31, 32 looks good. 33 still looks good. And 35. Okay, so that's max volume. We don't have distortion. So the max volume on this is 35 on the Alpine, on the RCA. And then the voltage, surprisingly enough, is not as good as the Boss. So we are at 4.05. So 4.05 is actually fluctuating between 4.05 and 4.06. On the Boss, surprisingly, 4.39. So I didn't expect that. So this actually, on the RCA output, that Boss is outperforming the Alpine. Yeah, I guess. I mean, I got everything hooked up right, and it looks right. Okay, so that's what you guys asked for, so hope that information is useful. Okay, now let's head to the demonstration room so you guys can take a listen. Now, Boss really listened to the feedback on this one. The Elite series already offered great bang for your buck, but adding the Maestro RR support, cleaning up the design, and improving the sound quality, backing it up with a 5-year warranty if installed by dealers, makes it one of the best values in the entry to mid-level market. Okay, so let's get into the pros and cons list, starting with the pros. Full iDatalink Maestro RR ready, clean, accurate RCA and speaker output, verified by our oscilloscope, wireless Apple CarPlay and wireless Android Auto, the 13-band EQ, crossovers and time alignment, the responsive capacitive touchscreen, and the 5-year warranty if installed by a dealer. Now the cons. Slightly bulky on the screen compared to some of the premium brands, and the brightness could be a little higher in direct sunlight. And the last thing is the interface animation is still pretty basic. So after testing everything, features, signal, sound, demonstration, I'm gonna give the whole Boss Audio Elite line a strong 4.5 out of 5 stars. It's clean, capable, and adding Maestro support makes it a serious contender in this price range. All right, guys, that's gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys enjoyed this video on the Boss Elite lineup. Big thanks to everyone who dropped comments in our last video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. My name is Josh. I'm with Breaker Stereo and Performance. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.